Good morning. Euthyphro, day 5. Now, Socrates, I simply don't know how to tell you what I think. Somehow everything that we put forward keeps moving about in a circle, and nothing will stay where we put it. That's the thing with words. Your statements, Euthyphro, look like the work of Daedalus, founder of my line. If I had made them, and they were my positions, no doubt you would poke fun at me and say that, being in his line, the figures I construct in words run off, as did his statues, and will not stay where they are put. Meanwhile, since they are your definitions, we need some other jest, for in fact, as you see yourself, they will not stand still. Euthyphro. But Socrates, it seems to me that the jest is quite to the point. This tendency in our statements to go in a circle and not to stay in one place. It is not I who put it there. To my mind, it is you who are the Daedalus, so far as I am concerned. They would have held, as far as I am concerned, they would have held their place. If so, my friend, that is interesting. That's how Socrates frustrates people, maybe. The elusiveness of words. That he exposes. If so, my friend, I must be more expert in this art than he, in that he merely made his own works capable of moving, whereas I give the power not merely to my own, but seemingly to the works of other great men as well. Other men as well. But I don't know why I read great there. It's not written there. Other men as well. And the rarest thing about my talent is that I am an unwilling artist, since I would rather see our arguments stand fast and hold their ground than have the art of Daedalus plus all the wealth of Tantalus to boot. But enough of this. And since I do wonder what Socrates really wanted. He obviously did. But this is me completely projecting. So what I'm sensing into is, this is completely me. This deep longing to know and to be certain, or to I don't want to say to have the knowledge, but to grasp it, to touch it, to hold it against your heart. Just know. But not willing to settle for anything but. The real, the really real. The right moment, the right time, the right way. Oh, yeah, that's me completely projecting. Oh, and now I've lost my place. My space, hello, Freud. If so, my friend, okay. But enough of this. And since, to my mind, you are languid, I will myself make bold with you to show how you might teach me about holiness. Do not weaken. See if you do not think that of necessity all that is holy is just. Oh, Socrates and his love of justice. Yes, I do. Well then, is all justice holy too? or granted that all holiness is just. Is justice not all holy, but some part of it is holy, and some part of it is not? Righteousness is another translation of this just. I do not follow, Socrates, and yet you surpass me in your wisdom, not less than by your youth. That is a double sting. I repeat, you are languid through your affluence in wisdom. Come, lucky friend, exert yourself. What I have to say is not so hard to grasp. I mean the very opposite of what the poet wrote. Zeus, who brought what all to pass and made it all grow, will now not name for what fear is. Thereto is reverence. Zeus, who brought that all to pass and made it all grow, you will not name, for where fear is, there too is reverence. The fear of God. As a woman, of course, we have ways to deal with Zeus. On that I differ from the poet. Shall I tell you why? By all means. I do not think that where fear is, there too is reverence. For it seems to me that there are many who fear sickness, poverty, and all the like, and so are afraid, but have no reverence whatever for the things they are afraid of. Does it not seem so to you? Yes, certainly. Oh, I recently had a dialectic which turned into a dialogus with a man who mentioned this exact fear of God, which is that awe, that terror, awe and terror that are so closely related, that is what sprang to his mind, and which makes sense to me. Where you're not quite sure if it's awe or terror, that is the type of fear which is connected to reverence. Socrates. Where, however, you have reverence, there you have fear as well. Is there anybody who has reverence and a sense of shame about an act, and does not at the same time dread and fear an evil reputation? Yes, he will be afraid of it. So it is not right to say that where fear is, there too is reverence. So it is not right to say that where fear is, there too is reverence. No, you may say that where reverence is, there too is fear. Okay, that is a really legit play on words, I would say. What do I know? Not, however, that where fear is, there always you have reverence. Fear, I think, is wider in extent than reverence. Reverence is a part of fear, as the uneven is a part of numbers. Thus you do not have the odd whenever you have a number, but where you have the odd, you must have number. I take it you are following me now. The lost art of reverence. Yes, indeed. Well then, what I asked you was like that. And I feel like how we're getting closer to the holy when speaking of reverence. I asked you if wherever justice is, there is holiness as well. Or granted that wherever there is holiness, there is justice too. If where justice is, the holy is not always to be found, thus holiness would be a part of justice. Shall we say so, or have you a different view? Socrates is really big on this justice thing. I mean, his biggest and most famous work, The Republic, and making holiness just a sub-part of justice, that really, I wonder exactly, oh yeah, that's probably why I'm reading The Republic. What exactly does he mean with justice? What is justice to him? No, that is my opinion, Euthyphro says. I think that you are clearly right. Socrates. Then see what follows. If holiness is a part of justice, it seems to me that we must find out what part of justice it is. Suppose, for instance, in our case just now, you would ask me what part of number is the even and which the even number is. I would have said it is the one that corresponds to the word that I cannot pronounce, isosceles, and not the scalene. Does it not seem so to you? It does. Then try to show me in this way. I should study more geometry. What part of the just is holiness, so that we may tell Meletus to cease from wrongdoing me, and to give up prosecuting me for irreligion, because we have adequately learned from you of piety and holiness, and the reverse. There is very deep irony here. Because Socrates is not only speaking about this man's ignorance of what is holy and what is true piety, but also Meletus is the one who accused him of being impious and unholy, and teaching impiety, his ignorance. And then it also feels like again, that's me maybe projecting the whole freedom of speech thing, I almost want to say. The whole, if none of us truly know, why are some of us so desperate to pretend that we do, that we prosecute other people who differ from us? Why can't we just admit that we're all searching? We're all deeply longing and honestly searching. But we do not know without a doubt. Not to the extent that we are allowed to prosecute others for differing from us. Euthyphro. Well then, Socrates, I think that the part of justice which is religious and is holy is the part that has to do with the service of the gods. The remainder is the part of justice that has to do with the service of mankind. Seems fair. Seems like a good distinction to me. Service of the gods and service of mankind. Of course, there is always the religious view that the only true reason to serve mankind is from a devotion and a service towards the gods, whatever the gods may be to you. Nature is making a big comeback. I'm really happy about that. As a god, as one to serve, and then serve humanity by serving her. And what you say here, Euthyphro, to me seems excellent. There is one little point, however, on which I need more light. Of course there is, Socrates. I am not yet clear about the things which you call service. I think we will come back to that tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. I have to go hunt. Tuesday. Have a great day.